Hello, I'm Tyler Lloyd, DC Care Specialist with SmithLife Homecare. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Renan Augusto, Director of Digital Marketing, also at SmithLife Homecare. We're here today for an extra special episode of Ask the Expert. In this episode, we wanted to highlight the recent recipient award of the 2024 the Washington Jewish Week Reader's Choice Award, which was recently awarded to SmithLife Homecare. We wanted to highlight what this means to us and what sets us apart as a home care agency. Before getting into that a little bit further, I did want to mention that Smith Life Home Care is a proud partner of Charles E. Smith Life Communities and Hebrew Home. Given all of that, Renan, I'd like to talk a little bit about what this means. So, given that, what do you think we did to win this award?
Tyler, I thank you for leading your first Ask the Expert with me, and this is such a special occasion. The Washington Jewish Week Reader's Choice Award, winning that, uh, again, I think is very special to our team. It's a reflection of all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. It's a reflection of all the hard work that goes out in the front lines, in the clients' homes, in the rehab, memory cares, all the facilities. And it's really a team effort from the moment a client comes in, or if you could even take it a step further from a minute that we market and the client sees that ad or hears about us through word of mouth, the most powerful tool, then they pick up the phone. We pick up that call very quickly. We have a very friendly voice. We listen to them. We take in the best notes. It goes to scheduling. There's so much that goes on, and I think we're going to jump into it even more. But just having an award that reflects our team's dedication and teamwork is really meaningful.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for sharing all about that. Has Smith Life Home Care ever won this award before?
Yeah, it's not the first time that we've won the Washington Jewish Week Readers' Choice Award. I believe we've won it two other times. We won it in 2024, and then we've also been a runner-up. We also have other awards, but right now we're just uh, really cherishing winning this award. And the Washington Jewish Week is such a fantastic publication um, that we're honored to have won it.
Great. So one of the things I heard you mention was it sounds like you do a lot to really personalize care. I was hoping we could speak about this a little bit further. What do you think about the dedication to providing person-centered and personalized care has made differences in the lives of our caregiver or care recipients and their families?
Sure. So that's a very interesting question, especially speaking to the director of digital marketing. I'm the kind of person where I love to come up with innovative ways to speed up the start of care. But that's not for everybody. I think that, there are a select few that might have a hospital discharge or might have a surgery and they'd love to go to that web form, fill it out, you start everything as quickly as possible. And that's the direction I'd really like to go in with the company. Uh, but I think at the heart and soul of what we do is really forming a connection with the people that come to us. So there's no real cookie cutter approach to doing what we do. You being a care specialist, we have Andres, Erica, and we're really at the forefront of taking in the clients. We do an interview, and we like to call it an interview. It used to be an intake, but we didn't like that term too much. So with the interview process, it's a time of compassion. It's a time of really listening because people are coming to us a lot of times at the hardest time of their life. They have a mother, a father who needs care. They might not know what resources. They've never worked with home care before. And they're looking for much more than a home care agency. They're looking for answers. And a lot of times we have these answers by networking with our referral partners. And, like the Grows events are great for networking with the referral partners. Um, but I think back to the question is that when somebody comes to us, we sit down and it's not how fast can we do it. It's about how right can we get it.
Mm.
and we sit down and we go through all the questions and we make sure that we take in all the proper notes, every last detail. Then we pass on those details to the scheduling team. But it's not like we just all of a sudden disappear. We're always very involved. I know that when you sign up your clients, you're very involved with them through the whole life cycle. And then it goes to our scheduling team, and they're assigned a dedicated scheduling team. And then once the service is started, I function as a client liaison, and we have client liaisons follow up with them and check on their service. And that's a very structured follow up. But if we need to be more assertive, we're more assertive. If not, we kind of lean back a little bit. And we do house visits if needed. I think that there's a lot of care and chemistry within our team, and that really reverberates out to the clients that we serve.
Yeah, thank you for that detailed answer. I think the thing that I hear is it's that personalization is at its core. It's key, and we adjust the situation to every patient. So I think that definitely would make a difference. Specifically, going back to one of the earlier things you said in that response, as the director of digital marketing, you mentioned trying to streamline things and the direction you may want to take marketing and the company and the interview process, as you so called it. Um, could you talk a little bit about what trends or changes in the home care industry that you see and what we're doing at SmithLife Homecare to be able to stay ahead of that curve, to be innovative, and to be a leader in that space?
Sure. So when you talk about trends, there's really a lot going on, and we have marketers that are always out on the road. They're at the growth events, like I mentioned. They're at what was it, the AMCA that you went to, a big event, Sibley events, Villages events, Little Falls Village, Cleveland Woody. There's so many different places that we go out to learn about these trends and to bring these trends back home. One of the things that I really appreciate is that in this industry, it's a lot about collaborating, even though there's a lot of home care agencies out there. It's not about pulling the rug out from each other's feet. It's about how can we collaborate and provide better care. So one of the biggest trends that I see is just the collaboration going on from one company to another company to another company. I also see digitally there's trends of, I guess, like in ageism, let's say, for example, elderly is a huge key word, but we don't want to frequently say that. So it's, how can we respect our older adults? How can we reach them while respecting them? So that's kind of like a fine line. And I see that more companies are jumping on board with using terms like older adults and kind of phasing out the elderly. Other trends is innovating. I've seen home care companies, even though that we don't use it, using AI platforms for that basically put monitoring devices in people's houses. So how can you innovate your home care agency to be ahead of the curve, but at the same time not losing vision of your roots and making sure that that client comes first. Finally, I think it's all about the client. So the more resources that we can pull in, the better of an asset we're going to be to their care team. So I think one of the biggest trends is finding quality resources and building quality resource lists. So when that family needs those resources, we're the go-to person.
Gotcha. No, thank you for highlighting some of those different trends and the things that are constantly changing and growing in this industry. You ended that last note there with talking about resources and resources lists and having ability to help out families when they have a question that maybe something that we can't do ourselves. That kind of leads into the next question that I wanted to ask you, and I think you answered this a little bit, but maybe take a deeper dive on it. How would you say that we at SmithLife Home Care engage in the community, and what role does that play to our overall success as a company and leading to awards like the winning the Washington Jewish Week award also?
Sure, that's a great question. For us to be out there in the community, it's really forming bonds. It's getting to know our referral partners. It's getting to know the other home care agencies. You know, what resources do they have? What resources do we have? What events can we put together that puts our message out there and furthers our reach? I think that every company nowadays has such a responsibility to fill, and we're always looking at how we can give back to the communities by doing events and doing PowerPoint presentations. That gives us, I think, a lot of values to the community and even to the clients. Sometimes it's a little bit of more than just home care. It's about getting to know the client, and I might be doing a follow up. And this is kind of like a sidestep from the communities, but um, a client might have a problem and during a follow up, and I want to make sure that I help them, that I genuinely help them like I would help my mother and father. And all of us do that here. So when you do that, then I think you win that person over. And it's not that you're trying to win that person over, you naturally win that person over. And when you win that person over and you genuinely take care of your referral partners, your clients, you start to build a community. And I think that every home care company wants to build their community. Uh, and whether it's in person, doing it at events and PowerPoint presentations and or digitally on Facebook, on LinkedIn. There's a lot to be done.
Yeah, I think those are all great points, and thanks for highlighting some of that. One of the things that I was thinking about, as you were talking, to kind of answer my own question, was to the role that we interact with the villages in DC and within Montgomery County too. It's grassroots, and there's a lot going on there, and we are able to help support them on that level. So I think that's another great way is learning, neighborhood by neighborhood, the people and who they are and where they age. So. Definitely, a lot of good ways that I think we engage in the community there. So, as I said earlier on, Smith Life is very proudly part of the Charles E. Smith Life community care, and it includes Hebrew home, assisted living, memory care, everything like that. That company is very, and we are too, are very, very value driven. Could you speak a little bit about the values that drive our care and how are those values reflected in everything that we do?
Sure. So the value definitely, our roots comes from the Charles E. Smith Life Communities. Beautiful organization, beautiful culture. Every day when I come up the elevator, I see the values of Charles E. Smith Life Communities in there. And I think it's fantastic to have it in there. It really transcends into our company. We have a very, what I like to say, like a thick culture of good vibes. And we like to have fun, but we're result-driven professionals.
Mm.
So every single day on a Monday, we come in here and everybody's upbeat. Friday, everybody's even more upbeat. But we enjoy working with each other. We respect each other. We support each other. And I think that every company is, if you have that chemistry from the inside, it'll reverberate outside. So that's where I think our culture is. And I think even more importantly is our caregivers. We see our caregivers come in here and we always say hi to our caregivers. We have caregivers of the month. We have in-service training. I received an email that tomorrow we have pizza for the caregivers at one of our locations. Um, so we try to always keep upbeat and very supportive. Uh, and what I love about that is that when you have a company like that that has that thick culture that I was telling you about, is that when somebody comes in here, and in fact, I've been here for years, when somebody comes in here and they don't have that good vibe, good culture, they're quickly weeded out
Mm.
because it's hard to fit in when everybody else is so caring and so supportive. Uh, hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, I think you did. I think at the end of the day, it's the values is what drives us. And as you said, we're reminded of that constantly. So thank you for that. So, and kind of in summary, I wanted to ask one last question and kind of coming back to the 2025 Washington Jewish Week Reader Choice Award. Put it in your own words. What does that mean to you? Why is this important?
For me, it's a reflection of our team. We play to win, and when we win, it means that we're taking great care of our clients.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me. It means that we're making a difference. There are referral partners out there that believe in us. There are previous clients, current clients, caregivers. That there's people that believe in us and they're voting for us, and that gives me a little bit more fuel in my gas tank. As Steve Gurney from Positive Aging would say, it gets me charged up, right? And
Heard
I think
that.
it gets our whole team charged up. Um, But before having answered that question, before I leave this, and the last thing that I don't want to forget to say is a huge thank you to all of our caregivers. Our caregivers are out there on the front line. Uh, they deal with clients with Alzheimer's and dementia. Not easy. Uh,
Yeah.
they deal with clients being discharged from the hospitals, having different circumstances. They go to one job one day and a completely different job a different day in the snow, in the heat, and they're awesome. They're the best caregivers, and I really want to thank all the SmithLife Home Care caregivers and team for everything they've done.
Yeah. Without them, we would never win anything. We'd never have business. So that is a great point. They are the lifeblood of what we do. So yes, indeed, as Renan mentioned, thank you for everything that you do. So with that being said, that's everything that I have for you. Do you have anything else that you would like to include, Renan?
I'd like to thank you, Tyler. It's great having you host this, your first Ask the Expert. It's
Yeah.
fantastic having you on the team, having you, Andres, Erica, and I. If any clients come through our door, please expect to speak to one of us. We'll be helping you out. We're all trained, either certified dementia practitioners, senior home safety specialists. And as we end this episode, uh, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to the channel. I hope you'll join our community. We have a lot of great content, and thank you for watching this.
Thank you guys so much. This has been Tyler Lloyd and Renan Augusto.
Take care.
Take care.